Okay, here we are in the London Borough of Lewisham with Patricia here. Now, if we were to stack all 33 London boroughs one on top of the other, the bottom of the pile, I'm afraid, would be Lewisham with a recycling rate of 16.8%. So, Patricia, what does Lewisham do for you, and what do you do for Lewisham?
Right. What Lewisham do for me is they take my landfill, this is my weekly landfill, which consists mainly of citrus peel, because we don't put that in the composter, I know some people do, and Tetra Packs, and certain plastics that aren't in the mixed plastics category, so that goes to landfill. Here, Lewisham collect this in my recycling bin, so it's things like cardboard, paper, bottles and tins, newspapers, that kind of thing, and certain plastic bottles that you can recycle. So Lewisham does that for me, and I do this for Lewisham. So we have the, having said that, if I went to the library and bought a roll of 10 garden waste sacks for £10, there's 10 bags, so they're £1 each, and put my garden waste in them, they would collect that from me. The alternative, that's garden waste.
Wow.
So the alternative is that you can bag it up yourself and take it to one of the recycling sorting centres. Then over here we have mixed plastics, which is a new thing for Lewisham. You can put things like your strawberry containers, fruit and veg punnets and trays basically can go in there.
But that's
I take that to the supermarket. And then I'm part of a scrap scheme where I do a lot of reusing. This is my weekly scrap scheme in Wandsworth. I go to Wandsworth for that. And so I would take things like these makeup remover pads, because they're very useful little pots for keeping things in. School teachers can go there and get things for projects, craft projects. Like if you're doing an ocean one, you might want some orange container that look like fishing nets, or you might want some of my yoghurt pots to put pens and pencils in, or you might want some of my ice cream tubs to do something with. We actually keep our muesli and breakfast cereals in our old ice cream tubs. Then I have various magazines that can go to the scrap store, because then children can cut out, use them for collage or other things. I also have some educational books that I pass on to friends, and clothes which I pass on to friends with younger children. We usually have quite a lot of clothes which go, and books. Usually every 2 weeks we have a clear out of books that go to various friends.
Because reuse is far better than recycling.
Yes, and we actually reuse things ourselves. Like we've just recently bought, we needed a chest of drawers and wardrobes for our children in their rooms, so we bought those from eBay. And basically we're part of a circle of hand-me-ons, hand-me-downs, hand-me-overs.
Excellent, excellent. And this is your home composting?
And this is our composting, yes.
Now, did Lewisham give you this, or did you have to buy it yourself?
No, we bought this bin, but there are some bins that they might supply. I heard it was on a first come first served basis.
Because I did Harrow last month, and the London Borough of Harrow, because they collect garden and food waste, but they give you a bin. So if you use the bin they give you for free, you actually make their figures worse. In Lewisham, they're not even giving you a free bin, and that is going to make Lewisham's figures, because these are pretty bad figures.
Yeah.
All right then, well, let's go inside. Thank you. Now, Patricia, I happen to know that you weren't born in London.
No, that's right.
Have you ever been to this car park?
Gateshead.
So, tell me what happens up north about recycling.
Right, I have it on good authority of my brother
that they get 3 bins, trichlor. They have a bin for the landfill waste, regular waste. They have one for garden waste, which is the brown bin, which is collected fortnightly. The other fortnightly bin is the recycling bin, which has a container or a bucket in it that separates the glass off, and then they can put the textiles, plastics, everything, paper, everything else that they recycle in that bin. So that's alternatively collected every fortnight to alternate with the garden waste. And then there's the weekly waste, which includes food waste. I'm not sure if they separate that off, but that is collected as the usual weekly rubbish. So that's what happens in Newcastle.
Okay. So what about Lewisham? How can it improve?
Right. Well, Lewisham could improve I think if we were able to separate our recycling in the recycling bin. Like you could put glass, or even if you just put them in different bags, for instance. We could have glass, particularly the mixed plastics, which they're now collecting at Sainsbury's. So I have to take those to Sainsbury's. I can't put it in with the regular recycling. That would be quite handy for me, actually, if I could put mixed plastics with a sticker or a particular bag in there. And if we had a garden waste near us, or if we had one given to us, that would even be better.
I saw that big bag of garden waste. I mean, you have a car, so you're able to transport it, but if you haven't got a car,
that's a problem for people that haven't got a car, basically, because a lot of the recycling is done at the supermarkets or particular centres that you take the garden waste, for instance. Also, the supermarkets have a battery collection, and there's also the libraries that collect batteries as well. So I would think most people would be visiting the supermarket or the library unless they had home deliveries.
See, I looking at your figures, you stand out as reuse. I mean, is it something part of where you were brought up?
Yes, it's my mother's memory of the war years and the fact that she sewed a lot, so we always had materials and things in the house, and we always remade everything into something, and there's a certain kick about that.
I see you see with your daughters, they make
they're very, very creative, and we like to have a use for something. Like we reuse our chocolate boxes, and keep sequins and things, stickers in them. We might make a camera obscura from shoebox. We might make a display case out of a cologne box. This was just too good to throw away.
I mean that's the problem nowadays. It's the packaging. It creates all the waste, and yet it's been reused.
And we use our bottle tops to make little badges and sell those at the school fair to make money for the school. And I use this as my little display case. And we put little pop stars.
Who is that, by the way?
Can't remember his name.
There we are, right?
Lewisham are closing 5 libraries.
Oh, really? Well, you won't be able to take your batteries then, will you? Or pick up your plastic bags.
They've been cut. 5 libraries in the Borough of Lewisham are being closed.
Have you cut?
No.
Oh, right.
Oops. Right. Now
We're still going on.
Yeah, we've got a few more things. And again, with your chocolate boxes, you can use them to keep your FIMO and your models in there. We have several chocolate boxes with models in. For the Pampers,
Didn't use those for years.
Great for crayons, ice cream tubs, great for little toys, and of course all these things stack on top of each other, especially if you get ones that are the same. If you have bottle tops or peanut butter tops or washing liquid dispensers, you can make collages out of them. This one hasn't been painted yet, but the idea is that it was going to get painted in white. This one has been painted, and it's had a few seeds applied, which you can also, if you save your melon seeds, you can make some nice necklaces and bracelets and things out of those. This is a little project. It's Blue Peter. If your yogurt, natural yogurt containers, you can do things like cover them. If you're more fussy than me, we just use them. But you can cover them with Cath Kids if you want. Obviously this is shaped, so you'd have to slit it and pleat it.
Yeah.
So that's a little project. You can go to the charity shop when your daughters need dressing up and buy them clothes for not very much for dressing up, and then they start to wear them as well, wear them out to parties when they want to be autumn fairies.
Aww.
And so what you do is you go into your little drawer, because you keep all things that come with Christmas wrappings, we keep all of that and then we reuse it again, and bits of tissue paper that comes, packaging, you often get a lot of gold in packaging, so we save that and we either make angels' wings for little tree decorations at Christmas, or this was part of the autumn leaf fairy. And this is from a chocolate box, the ribbons. We save all of our ribbons and we use them for people's presents or for craft things. This was from the school jumble sale, and this was from the Christmas crackers. We save all of our Christmas cracker crowns and use them for other things. This was a second-hand thing from a charity shop, a ball gown, which I used to make a skirt for my daughter, and with the scraps I used it for this little hair piece for a school play she was in. I used the Marks and Spencer's bag.
Nice.
Here, this is Marks and Spencer's handle, plastic handle. So we like to reuse plastic bags as much as we can as well for various craft projects. So that's probably 80% recycled, reused stuff, and this little bit of green paper on the top we bought for our crafts.
Okay, let's have a look at your figures. Very impressive. So, recycling, which they collect from you, fortunately. You reuse, which is by far your best figure. I mean, this is excellent. Home composting, which you do on your own without help of Lewisham. Mixed plastics to the supermarket. So the residual waste they collect. So your total to be 5.8. So your recycling rate this week was 95%.
Great.
Okay, and we'll just...
So that's a light week.
We'll just have a look at, I don't know whether you can see, this is the London Borough of Lewisham here, 16, and then there's your 95%. Pretty good. You're an angel.
Oh, I forgot my material good. Good job we put it in again then, wasn't it? I had gone through all these kinds of song titles and didn't use one of them. But nevertheless, they've probably got some ideas for some projects.
Yes, they have. You could be just... Alright.
So it's goodbye from Lewisham and the recycled rabbit.